Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on Chalk and Blue, and we've got longtime fools Tyler Crow and Travis William giving a 1 to 10 rating to a top 200 stock in the primary hidden gems database. It's Universal Display, ticker symbol OLED. Rate the strength of Universal Display's business first, including factors like industry and competition. 10 is invincible, a 1 is hopeless. Both of you have 6s, Tyler.
Yeah, it has compelling technology and a pretty compelling product to put out there, and I think management clearly wants to display its technical prowess and its focus on R&D, developing the next thing. But I think calling its revenue cyclical is like a massive understatement here, as it's waxed and waned with mobile device upgrade cycles and television upgrade cycles and things like that have really made it hard for the company to really advance, on a more consistent basis.
Yeah, look, quick aside. In 2004, I worked down the hall from a scientist at 3M who told me that OLEDs were going to be the future. He was absolutely right. He was just about 20 years early. I actually owned shares sometime back then, about 20 years ago. Obviously, I sold before the shares actually went up a significant amount in the 2010s. But like Tyler said, I like the technology. The business is generally performing well. But let's be honest, this is a supplier in a commodity display business. And that's a really, really tough place to be.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Travis is at an 8. Tyler, you're lower at a 6.
Yeah, I went with a 6. Look, if our job was to assess their ability to deliver new tech and stuff, I'm sure my number would have been a lot higher. But I really have questions about capital efficiency and kind of the blocking and tackling of business that I think this company has really struggled with over the past several years.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking a little bit more historically. If you look at Stephen Abramson, been with Universal Display since 1996. So generally, you look at where the company started, where it is now. You got to respect what he's built. He's been a leader at the company. So that's why I went pretty high, even though, yeah, there's certainly many questions you could ask about the company and its management.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Travis is at an 8. Tyler, you're going even lower at a 5.
Yeah, look, the margins are good, balance sheet is good, but look, the year-over-year revenue growth numbers look like they were just in a random number generator over the past decade. It goes up 70, down 20. You can never, it just kind of goes very, very volatile. And I think it really struggles with working capital levels and efficient business practices. I can't think of another commodity or component manufacturer with 145 days of inventory outstanding and a cash conversion cycle is measured in years instead of months.
All fair critiques, but there is a clean balance sheet, $600 million in cash. There are solid margins for the business. Growth has slowed and it has been really volatile over time. But I think those trends are generally moving in the right direction. We're having more displays on more things. OLEDs are becoming generally more popular. So I went a little bit higher here, but fair critiques from Tyler.
Travis, let's move on to valuation. How well will Universal Display's stock do over the next 5 years? And how safe is it? Keeping in mind a 10 is a sure thing, 1 is a lottery ticket.
Yeah, I put those return expectations pretty modest at 5 to 10% and a safety score of 5. We've talked a lot about the volatility in the business. Paying 8 times sales for a company that's going to have, potentially margin pressure being in that commodity business makes me a little bit nervous. Patents are aging. Is that going to be a problem? This is the kind of business that it could deteriorate really quickly. It could also grow. So that's why I just can't go very high on either expectations or safety.
Yeah, I went 5 to 10 as well, safety score 4. And to be honest, I think this company needs some operational help at the executive level. They seem to be exceptionally good. Like I've said this already, really good developing products, pushing new tech in the industry forward. But it's just the basic financials and operational aspects of the business leave a lot to be desired. I wouldn't be surprised if some activist investor comes knocking here and says, hey guys, if you clean up your act, you could really do something spectacular.
Thank you to both Tyler and to Travis. They've given Universal Display a somewhat low overall score of 5.8 out of 10. For Toppets, Travis prefers Sony. Barely. It's close. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Owlet. Till then, Fool on. I was like, you know what? It's the holidays. Let me grow out a mustache that I can take a picture of. If you do that, you got to grow the beard and then, cut it. All right, you know what? Let me keep this going for a little bit, I got to show up Travis Hoyam.